All right, you guys, I'm going to walk you through how to create a contact sheet. So I have Adobe Bridge open, and on my computer here, you guys can see I already have a collection of photos, and I made a collection of these because they come from different folders in some cases. So down here, if I scroll through, I'm currently in film strip mode, so you can see the small thumbnails here and the bigger preview up above. I like this mode a lot for reviewing pictures. Usually you're going to want to have all of your pictures in one place or in one collection before you make a contact sheet. So going through, you'll recognize a lot of these places because they're from prior walkabouts with some of my classes. I have 12 pictures for this contact sheet, and they're all pre-edited and in the same location. So I'm going to go ahead and say Output up here at the top. You can see a previous preview of my contact sheet here. If I say Refresh Preview, you can see how it might look given these current photographs. If you ever want to move pictures around, let's say maybe you wanted all of your vertical pictures to be at the end, I can select the last one, hold Shift on my keyboard, and select the first one, and maybe I want to move these around to the end. Either way, and then I can hit Command A on my keyboard, but sometimes it might matter to you what order your photographs are in. And then if I say Refresh Preview again, you can see that now all of my vertical pictures are here at the end of my contact sheet. That's not a requirement, but it's just an example of how to move pictures around if you'd like to. All right, so creating your contact sheet from scratch. Here's what you're going to do. Scroll all the way up on the right-hand side. Sometimes people don't realize it, but there is a scroll bar right here. Please check the PDF button here. You're going to choose Custom or 4x5 contact sheet. For page preset, choose Photo. For size, we'll have to determine what the best size is for your blogs, but for now I'm going to choose Landscape 5x7, and I'm choosing Landscape instead of Portrait because a computer screen is oriented usually in a landscape format, so I think that will show up better on your blogs. So let's choose Landscape 5x7. I want my quality to be 300. In case I ever choose to print this, that's the same setting I would want it on for printing. Quality all the way up, and then coming down here to layout, I have 12 photos currently for this contact sheet. So I want to have 4 columns, and in this case I want to have 3 rows. And that'll maximize how big my pictures can be. I want to choose Use Auto Spacing, and that's going to maximize how big my pictures are on the contact sheet. And I'm not going to choose Rotate for Best Fit. What that will do is turn some of my verticals horizontal so everything fits more nicely, but it doesn't show quite as nicely on your blog, so we're not going to use that one. And scrolling down, a couple other settings. I don't need my file names right now because they're just DSC. They do show the extensions. Some are NEFs, which means raw files, some are JPEGs, but that's not important for this contact sheet. So let's take out the clutter. So instead I'm going to uncheck file name, and scrolling down here, I like to add a header sometimes, which just is sort of like a title for the contact sheet. So you can see before I called it sample, but just so it looks different, let's call it LGHS contact sheet. And I'll just abbreviate CS for contact sheet. You can change the font size and color of the text here. In this case, I'll go ahead and leave it as is, and then I'll show you how you can change it in a moment. So let's refresh that preview and see what we have. Okay, so here's an example of how my contact sheet looks. I have the header on the right in this case. I'm going to change that to center just because I like it better. And I'm going to actually change the color here to white. And the reason for that is I want something to be pretty contrasty when I change my background color, which I can do here, from white to black. And interestingly, you can also click here on this little black rectangle, and that will pull up a color picker, and you could choose any color from the entire color spectrum that you may want. And currently it's on grayscale, but you could choose any color that you want here. So back to black. So let's say refresh preview and see what we have. So now my header is in the center. My pictures all look pretty good. I like this on black in this case. I think that'll show well on my blog. So I'll go ahead and I'll say save. When you save it, pay attention to which area you're saving it to on the computer. You guys will probably want to save yours to ThawSpace or to the desktop temporarily. So I'll just call this LGHS contact sheet. And I'll go ahead and say save. And you'll remember that this is generating a PDF. If your blog allows you to post PDFs, that's all you have to do for the time being. Now, if you need to convert it to a JPEG, the next thing you're going to do, I'm minimizing Bridge to get that out of the way, and I'll just choose LGHS CS, which was my contact sheet, and I'm going to click once on it, right click, and select Open with Preview. So when this opens, I can say File, Duplicate, and then I can say File, Save. And up pops this box. So here I can change my format to JPEG, and in this case I'm also going to keep this on the desktop, and I do like to have the quality up at best. And so now once I save this, what you'll see is that on my desktop I have this, which is the JPEG version, and I have this, which is the PDF version, and I can save a copy of both for future use. So I hope that helps you guys. I think you'll be using contact sheets a lot this year, and I look forward to seeing your collections of pictures on your blogs. All right, thanks guys.